Wow, the month of May went by really fast. So today we are going to review what happened. What happened as far as whether you're a buyer or a seller, or if you're both. You're selling one to move to the other, and you're like, what is this market saying to me, and what shall we do? So let's dive into all the information. And if you have questions, please give me a comment or call or text me, and I'll be sure to answer those questions. So we're going to dive in now and just kind of look at a quick overview of the Phoenix Valley. You can see we have 49.9% active listings. That's up. That is a big increase. What does that mean? It means as a seller, you only have one chance to make that first impression. You have to make sure you capture that buyer's interest in your property. Otherwise, there are several other properties on the market that will capture them. Next, listings under contract is down 2.7%. Overall, when you think about the fact that we have such an increase in inventory, it lets you know we do have a demand, but we only, as a seller, you have one chance to capture that buyer. And as a buyer, that means you have quite a few opportunities to figure out which home is best for you. So when we look at all these numbers, you're like, so what does that mean to me? It just simply means that there are more choices for buyers on the market right now. And with so much volatility with interest rates, it just makes people think a little bit further before they make a decision. The monthly median sales is down 1.1%. And again, when you consider how many more homes are for sale, that is not tremendous. Closed sales is actually up 3.8%. Median days on market for an accepted contract, in 23 it was 22, 24 it was 27, and 25 we're looking at 39. And when we look at the day supply of homes, we have 133 days. That's a lot of homes on the market. Once again, when we get them in the door, we have to be ready. We only have 6 cities left in the seller's market. Everything else is balanced. We will look at the heat map so you can see what that looks like visually, but that's where we are. Only 6 cities left that are considered a seller's market. Everything else is buyers or a balanced market. And we'll look at those few. But here you can see only 6 cities left that are sellers, and they're not very strong seller markets. They are El Mirage, Apache Junction, Tolleson, Chandler, Avondale, and Fountain Hills. And interior cities like Glendale, Phoenix, Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, and Gilbert are all dropped from seller's market to balanced market over the past 30 days, joining Mesa, Tempe, Cave Creek, Anthem, and Levine. The remaining 13 cities are still buyer's market. Keep that in mind if you have a home for sale in these cities. And of course, we can dive in to get a very close look at your particular neighborhood, just to give you a little bit more detail. But that's our overall view. So when we come over here, I want to give you kind of a quick snapshot of what's active. We're up to 29,921 homes on the market, and that's up from this time last month on May 1st. But we're down with under contract, pending, and overall under contract and sales per month. Not down a tremendous amount, but still down by about 300 homes. Days on market, here when we look at the overall valley, we're looking until the complete sale, we're looking at 76 versus 77 last month. Days on market active, 89. These are some important numbers. I won't bore you with all of them, but this gives you an idea of where the market is. Love the visual of the heat map. As you can see across the valley, a lot of balanced markets. When we go here, we're looking at a hot market here in Phoenix, 85029. Surprise, 85379. Tolleson, 85353. And here in make sure I got there. Tempe 85284. These are where it's hot. And as you come down, you can see a lot of the other cities across the valley are balanced. And when we go down here to Stanfield, it's barren. 2 active, no activity. 85034 is the coldest. So when you're thinking about selling or pricing your home, keep this in mind as we look across the heat map. And then 𝐻𝐿a Bend is a frenzy. But we only have 2 active and 2 under contract, so you have to keep those numbers in mind. When we look at the average cost per square foot, I want you to kind of look at the change. Paradise Valley is up, Scottsdale is up. Let's look at, like, Cave Creek hasn't changed, Wickenburg is down a little, Anthem is down a little, and we come here, Whitman, and we come here, Youngstown. But keep this in mind as you're buying and selling real estate. Let's make sure that we are positioning you correctly, whether you are a buyer or a seller. When we look at the Crawford Market Index, this is talking about values of single-family homes in the top 17 largest cities. And you can see Fountain Hills is up, Paradise Valley is up, Goodyear is up, as well as Maricopa. And lastly, have quite a few people asking me about foreclosures. Please remember, if you are facing foreclosure, get in touch with your bank. That is the most important caveat. Get in touch with your bank. See if you can get a deferment, modification. There are many ways to help save your home before losing it. If you're wondering what those options are, reach out to me. I've helped several people this year save their homes. You don't have to lose your home, but you have to communicate. So when you come here, that's 23. I want to let you see, and I'll come back over here and we'll slide. As you can see where we are here in 25, we are nowhere near where we were in 2020, where the numbers were a lot higher. And again, let me let you see, these are ones that are pending. Doesn't mean they've foreclosed. There are still options for these people to save their homes. And over here, I wanted to show you foreclosures for the month as of May 1st. And just look at the detail here. Let me go all the way here. Let me get to the edge there. Okay. Notice of trustee. I can get there. All right. Notice of trustee. We have 56. Not a whole lot when in the grand scheme of things. And notices from the trustee sale, 380. Again, if you need to sell your home, if you are facing foreclosure and maybe you've tried the modifications, you've tried calling your bank, then give us a call. But if you have not tried and you don't know how to get in touch with your bank or even what to say, reach out to me and my team. Again, we have saved quite a few people from losing their home this year, and we love it because home ownership is valuable and we want you to be able to keep your home. So give us a call and we're happy to help and hope you had a great May. And can you believe it? We're in June. Thanks.